What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of my Ego Up Fantasy. Today we will be looking at EPL Season 16 Group D. First of all, I'm sorry I didn't make a video for Group C. I was just extremely busy at the time, so couldn't really make a lineup as I would have hoped, or a video rather. I of course made a lineup. This is the one I went for. So San Payus wasn't great. Limweth just not good enough, probably. There's like Stan definitely didn't live up to the price. Most players did pretty good. Heroic did go 4-1, but still Staven wasn't like top fragging or anything. Not the biggest points man for me. Frozen apparently did pretty good. But the thing is, I'm still very far away from like the leading spots here. It's gonna be hard to come back for me. I think the only way for me to try and get to one of those top spots, which is of course the only thing that matters in the end, is to do some kind of gamble. The problem is that this group is very hard to make any kind of gamble in. Like, I just do not know what kind of gambly picks I could even make. Maybe Eternal Fire. Let's see what we can do, depending on the player prices, of course. But what I'm thinking of is that I want to do some more gambly stuff in the playoffs. Pick some underdog teams, because I think the field is quite open right now. I think a lot of teams are very strong, and the favorites aren't as convincing as they were before. So I would say that I will be making some slight adjustments to my strategy in the playoffs. But for the groups, I'm probably gonna play it quite safe still. That's because, well, I can talk through the group again. I think this is the group with the least potential for upsets, let's put it that way. First group, I think there were 5 contenders. Like, I would favor Vitality, Navi, Nip, like I did. But I always thought Fnatic and Spirit could be capable of a couple upsets, which they did in the end. Group B was more like G2 and FaZe were the favorites. I made a big gamble with not going G2, didn't pay off. And then I thought Outsiders Big are like the 2 other teams making moves. So I picked FaZe, Outsiders Big, although G2 would have been the pick here. Group C was the most hotly contested group, where I thought everyone could make it through. In the end, I thought Heat was the weakest. They ended up at the bottom. I thought ENCE would have done better, but they are a pretty new lineup now, so I have to, of course, you have to understand that they're gonna maybe take some more time. Astralis, I just have like 0 expectations for Astralis, but they can always, of course, pull out some miracle wins. Complexity was a positive surprise, but I always thought that they had a chance at this group. With the addition of Halzerk, they've been looking a lot better. So I'm like cautiously optimistic about them. Heroic, I always thought would make it through at least, and then Mouse was kind of a question mark again, where, I mean, they could do something like go 4-1, which is great for them, but it was always a possibility for them to just miss out as well. It was a very hotly contested and very interesting group to me. But this one is maybe the least interesting to me, honestly, because, well, I think Cloud9, Liquid, and Furia just have to make it through. It's a huge problem for any of those teams to not make it through this group. The only team I can see contesting is Eternal Fire. They at least have the firepower to pull out some upset wins. So let's say they just beat EG and Movistar, which I think they are gonna do. If they then pull out one upset against one of those top 3 teams, there's a chance that Eternal Fire make it through. But I just don't see any of those 3 teams faltering against Movistar or Evil Geniuses. Movistar would have been more of a contender if they just still had San Payus, but I mean, without San Payus, I think it's so difficult to see them do well here. I think it's so difficult. And Evil Genius, I just have nothing. They just have nothing to show for me to get excited about. So yeah, for me this group is pretty easily just Cloud9, Liquid, Furia. The question is which order they're gonna be in. I have no clue. I'm gonna, well, first wipe this, of course. Let's go edit, clear. As I kind of expected, Zantares and Voxic pretty high up in the prices. Nitro was the cheapest player. You can probably buy like Inters or Nitro and then swap them in. Most picked player, Shiro, not surprising. I also want to go Shiro. 191 is like, it's not a good price for him, but it's not bad either. I think Cloud9, yeah, we want to go for them. OC, Akindar. Man, the Liquid have like 4 really good players nowadays. It's so hard to bet against them. What about Furia? I think we probably go not Inters. I think we go Nitro here. I think I'm gonna go Art as well. I think Art is undervalued in this price. Oh my god, Case-Rato is 155. I can't pass Case-Rato up with that price. Yuri is probably up here somewhere. 176. That's pretty cheap for Yuri. I might just not take Art instead and go for Yuri. Let's just see how the player prices go. Like, Liquid players are just expensive is the biggest problem. If I go for like, I don't know, Exile, I still have 168. I can't get anyone out of Liquid for that price. Can I get someone if I... No, not quite. Even if I sell Case-Rato. If I sell Yuri, I can get anyone from Liquid, I guess. Naf or Elige. Then we can go for one more. I mean, I would like to go... Well, we have double Liquid, right? So it would have to be like a Furia player. 162 is... I don't want to go Art. Case-Rato. I'd love to have Yuri here, but I don't. It's just not enough for him. Maybe no Exile. Can we get... Look, Hobbit is 155. I can't pass up Hobbit for that price. We can... Oh, I don't want to clear. I want to just sell Art. Go for Case-Rato. Man, this is already looking really good. Can we get someone better instead of Nitro here? Deaths or Davichi, not really interested at all. This leaves too much in the bank. Let's clear and go again. I think Shiro for sure. I really want to have Shiro on my team. I really want to have Naf or Elige. I don't really know which one. It might just go by price. What if I go both Naf and Elige? Yuri and then 2 cheapos like Inters and... Oh yeah, I can't have double Liquid if I go Nitro. Yeah, it's just not quite enough. It's pretty close. Shiro, Elige, Nitro, Art, Case-Rato, Hobbit leaves too much. Now I can start like selling. I can sell like Art for Yuri. Yeah, we're pretty much at the lineup I had before. We can get deaths for this, but it's just not that good. What if we have... Case-Rato Yuri is like... I don't want to pass up for 155 Case-Rato. That seems like such a steal. Hobbit for 7. Hobbit's price is also good. I mean, I could go Aki Akindar instead of Elige. How do I have money now? Can I get like someone better than Hobbit maybe? Like Hobbit for 153 is also like a crazy price. It's not enough for like Exile, not quite. Yakindar OC are like similar prices. All of the top 3, like top 4 players for Team Liquid are very close to each other in price. I would say Elige is probably the strongest player there, though. It's tough to predict who's gonna do the best out of this Liquid lineup nowadays. I think I want to have double good Liquid players, though. Maybe Furia is just the weakest team, so I can have Cloud9 Team Liquid, like Inter's 138, and maybe just perma-benched drop. Hero Elige, Yuri OC. Well, we can have a couple upgrades here, just in terms of this and this. You'd have Naf, Yuri, Yakindar, Shiro, Inters, and drop. And then we can change around Inters and drop depending on who they're facing. I think that's probably the way to go. So first game, for example, is... Oh, it's Wednesday, of course. Cloud9 EG is like super easy. Furia EF is not as easy, so we can have like... we should have drop benched. And then we can just switch around Inters and drop, depending on who they're facing. And Shiro captain, of course. I'm happy with this. We're using all of our money. We have 4 extremely good players who are gonna hopefully do very well for their teams. I think I'm slightly overpaying for Yakindar, but I also think Yakindar has at least... Should I just go OC instead of Yakindar? I think I might go for that. I think Yakindar just hasn't had as crazy stats as... like OC hasn't had like crazy stats either, but I think it's more worth it to do this. I'm happy with this, yeah. I'm happier with this than... I like Naf more than Elige, I think. It's very close, but I still think Naf is better. And then I think I like OC more than Yakindar, just because Yakindar is playing a slightly different role than before. He's not had like crazy stats. He's of course made Liquid a lot better, but he doesn't have the same stats as he used to, so he's still a slightly overcosted player. He's gonna drop down in price in due time. But okay, this is the lineup for me. Captain Shiro versus whoever they're playing against, like it was EG, I think. Yeah, easy Captain Shiro. I might go Naf or Yuri IGL against like super strong, super weak opponents, I mean. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be posting the HLTV version in, I don't know when, later today, I suppose. So yeah, stay tuned for that one, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.